this African investigation, right? And I got to this one ops from the African goddess page, right? Now I've done this one before ops, but I was looking at it more from a perspective of thinking it was a Roman type of thing, right? And I'm thinking it was just like blatantly a fake type of fraud thing, right? I didn't see the African connections in it at that time. You know what I mean? Like now I'm looking at it from like an African perspective, right? Obviously ops is the operations, right? The T-ops. They've had the T-ops, right? But think about how the idea of a goddess of earth and fertility fits in with an African type of theme. Right? It's like something with an African idea in it. Goddess of earth and fertility. Do you know what I mean? Like an African woman type of idea that was going on with stuff like that, right? And of course, right, they're presenting it in a European type of idea, right? This is part of the fraudulence. And even to do with the actual sculpture in a pale white marble or whatever, right? So it's all done in the white. So it's like the black and white idea, see? They're making black white and making white black. See what I'm saying? So it's part of the fraudulence. This is actually like an African type of goddess idea presented to you. You know, like in a similar manner to the black and white minstrel show, like what I talked about a couple of times. You know, like a black face idea, disguise. See, and this one is Livia, like what Jungle was talking about. Livia, right? Got ops, the T-ops, right? Plenty of ops. The T in the ops, plenty of T-ops, loads of T-ops for them, right? And again, this is one of the big, the tonic, change tonic. See, tea drinking idea is a change tonic. So you have a tonic what changes you. And again, right, like I see, I've only seen this one very recently. That actual idea of the lions, very big giveaway as to the African origins. You know, because like I see, lions is native to Africa, right, not Europe, right. Straight away, that's giving you a good idea of it. Of course, the crown, the royal crown, and the grains. Again, grains grows out in Africa. It's about one of the only things what does. The place is so barren and desert and all that, isn't it? So see what I'm saying? A lot of African origins hidden in this stuff. Agricultural resources and wealth type of thing. Again, it's got a very African type of idea. Like the end of harvest. I remember when back at school or something when I was a kid, they used to do a harvest festival thing, right? Where they used to bring tins of food in, and it was supposed to be something to do with raising money for Africa or whatever, right? So the harvest idea in Africa goes together quite well, as you can see, right? And there's the Janus. So there you go. Sure, it's a pack of toothpaste in this, right? Saturn, of course, has the sickle, the agricultural sickle, for the harvest and that. Of course, has a dualistic meaning about, chopping, doing the crops, gathering up the crops, and also, cropping the eunuchs. With the same tool in it, that particular tool. So it's a T-ops. So you see again to back this up with, you see a lot of whoopee type of ideas to do with African American, right? Or African, right? Whoopee. African Congo grey. Of course, grey is in between black and white. Right? Donald Trump, look at my African American over here. Whoopee. Whoopi Anthony, my baby is black. Gavin Whoopi safaris in Zambia, South Luangwa National Park. Frederick Douglass Whoopi in Africa. Babson College. Deirdre Uopi from the South African field guide, right? So they love this Uopi, this ops, goddess, eunuch, trans and goddess idea, right? Raw Uopi. Urpec, right? Urpec, oil producing, the op, see? All under the banner of this goddess thing and all that, right? Urpec. Fund support in Africa. There's the trans, the trans and the ops. Love the trans and the ops and agriculture. You got this European Anthony thing, obviously you got Mark Antony with the Roman stuff, right? And he has Europe's had the up. European Anthony's radio sure. I don't know what colour they are like, but looks like could be a bit like African American or whatever, right? Who was fired after racist Twitter, of course, to bring the racism in to deal with this, see? The ops and the Uopi. Of course, Oppenheimer, the op. And the creditors for the atomic bomb, this one I think is the one that supposedly said, I have become death or something and all this. And that's one of the greatest hexes of all time, like, isn't it? Of course, it's basically based on an African trans goddess. See what I'm saying? A popular name in business things in the companies and what have you. World War II and the atomic bomb. Now I am become death. Now I am become hex. Now I am become a tea drinker. So you find a lot of the Roman African ideas interlinked, interwoven, see, in this historical stuff. The Emperor Windrush at Tilbury Docks. That's a scene from Gladiator, that movie. There's seem to be like a bust of an African or something, right? Ethiopia. In the year 223 for your 33, right? Incredibly brave African women. So you're gonna find a lot of African women ideas in there with this to deal with Roman, see, because it's based on this goddess idea, right? Septimus Severus, the separation, the Severos, the seven. There's the one-eyed African queen. Aman-Erinus. Aman, Queen Aman, so it was Aman. Of course all this stuff is basically a fabrication, right? 27 BC, they just write it as they go along, basically. Yeah. So as I say, there isn't much, in the way of the sculptures and that, because they're usually presented in the form of a European appearance, right? Which must have been part of the hex of this Roman Empire, see. So there really isn't many like sculptures of African goddesses type of thing in that way, see. They're all presented as European looking. but it seems it's based on the these ideas of Africa and all that. Hence, I reckon the idea of the Roman Empire, see, because obviously the Roman Empire idea was supposed to go from Europe into Africa and all this. It seems to be like like a trade route or a sort of immigration route type of idea what they've created, see, for the purpose of immigration. So there's a hex. So of course, like they were, immigrate into different countries. It's a big part of the world system. The idea of immigrating people into the different countries and all that. They hate people when people stay in their own countries and all that. They hate it. See. So a lot of African symbolism in this Roman Empire, right? Basically a Masonic, like Babylon type of idea, see? Babylon. Mixing of cultures and races and all that. Like I'm seeing right here, the idea of lions. Obviously, I think this is Daniel and the lion's den, right? In the Bible. But obviously you don't have lions in Europe. They're only in Africa, I think. Right? This is the sort of symbol of the Babylon, which is a lion, right? So basically telling you what it's all about. Of course, the blue idea for the blueprint of what they're trying to bring about, say the blueprint idea. And there's one which is a hybrid type of, again symbolising trans, the hybrid. But for sure a lion is not native to Europe, right? So it had to take it out of Africa. Of course, the Sphinx in the Egypt thing, which was built around about 1700s or whatever, is a cross thing of a man's face and a lion, isn't it? So you see very much an African type of idea behind what you call European culture and supposed European civilization and all that. That one lying with wings, a bit of trans. It's very possible that the whole trans type of idea started out in Africa, see. Basically came from Africa. A lot of funny tribes out there, like, isn't it? The Lion of Babylon there. The tiles and the bricks. So it's either brick walls or tiles. Showing just how Masonic it all is. You always say right there, the Lion of Babylon. It's a salt. We know what salt is. Again, that's to do with les, right? The salt. Sel, sel being the French word for salt. What's it called? Lot's wife, right? But this is apparently one of the most celebrated archaeological artifacts. The Lion of Babylon. Well, as you can see, it's got to be a fabrication. Masonic fabrication, right? To do with all their stuff, right? The Lion of Babylon. There's the Nezer. Instead of a lizard, it's a Nezer. King Nebuch. A bit of Kurd in that as well, like I can't be bothered to look at that really at the moment, like. And the banks of the Euphrates, the eunuch. So of course all this didn't exist either, I see. 4 square miles, like like an Masonic temple type of idea, read. On the tiles, see? On the tiles there, the tiler. So it's it's 12 hex. Mesopotamian lion.